It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, oh you know him, Shaquille O'Neal. You know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Minnesota Timberwolves playing against the Indiana Pacers. Taking a look at the Pacers, they've only come out in front in one of their first 3 games so far, so a win tonight will be important to them, to be at 500 instead of 3 games under. And tonight, we'll see one of the quickest guards in the league, Jeff Teague. Kenny, what makes him so tough to defend?
He's elusive. You know, he can shoot the 3, can get into the lane, create stuff. Handle is underrated. Stop on a dime shot. Shaq, I like him.
You know, has quick hands on the defensive end as well. He comes up with a lot of skills.
Or steals, too.
I said steals.
Oh, I thought you said skills.
Skills, too.
No, steals.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, then you're right.
Yeah, he's top 10 in the league in skills.
All right, you called me. I had a muffin in my mouth.
Okay.
And with the game about to tip off, let's get you out to Kevin Harlan and the crew.
Hello and thanks for joining us, 2K Sports fans, for another exciting presentation of NBA basketball. With Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will join us from the sidelines. Last outing for Minnesota, they won that game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And really the difference maker on that night, it's their ability to knock down shots from beyond.
Well, I think, Greg, that's where basketball has shifted, right? The 3 ball is so important nowadays, and they completely took advantage of it.
Here we go.
And the Pacers Minnesota making some changes. Jang, he's checked in for Towns. Tolliver comes in for Taj Gibson. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Jeff Teague. On the court for Indiana, Young is the 4 with O'Quinn at the 5. Call out there with Tyreek Evans. And it's McDermott in at the 3.
See, here's yet another second-round pick in Kyle O'Quinn, who has proven himself to be a quality role player. This is a big man who plays with tremendous physicality.
And that one falls for O'Quinn. Doris, look in your crystal ball. 5 years from now, who do you think will be the 2-3 best players in the NBA?
Well, certainly some of the names. I won't say this is a definitive list, but as long as health holds, I'm going to give you 3 men who are going to be bad men in the NBA for a long time. Giannis Antetokounmpo, because the Greek freak is able at his size to handle it, take it off the window, and dominate action in transition. If he gets a consistent jump shot, forget about it. Ben Simmons, exactly the same thing. His passing ability is extraordinary. I think you'll see him get a low post game, and I think he'll get a jump shot, and he will be unguardable. And one of my absolute favorites is Mr. Joel Embiid. Give it to you inside, give it to you outside. Mr. Embiid can handle it. He can dominate with his defense. Those 3 men are going to be all-stars for a long, long time.
Here's O'Quinn, following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. It's AI on the wing. He's covered by Rose. Hall. That shot off, and Minnesota will come the other way. This their first chance this season playing the Pacers.
Yeah, and for 2 squads that don't know each other all that well, this should be an intriguing battle.
Right. In a matchup where you don't see the opponent often, there should be a lot of surprises. I don't know what to expect.
And you gotta love watching Rose play the game. His intense style can be infectious out there, and I think it really does elevate his teammates.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Jones is checked in. And Young kicks to Evans. 5 to shoot over Jones. Evans' shot is good.
Oh, check out the handles. Their nasty spin move had his man grab it for air.
Here's Rose. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And to look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Timberwolves.
And the mid-range game, probably the one area of note where they do not focus a large part of their offense, or at least maybe not as big of a focus as you'd like to see. And they've clearly been the aggressors here early on, drawing fouls and working themselves to the line.
Passes it to Evans. Jones against Paul. Over Jones. Paul can't get it to go. And taken away by Paul to the inside. Back to Young. Evans outside. Indiana moving it around. Picked by O'Quinn. Evans dishes to Paul. And the three off target.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And they pick up two. Jones has got his first bucket in this one.
And when you build a big lead like this, especially early, you have to guard against the letdown.
No, exactly right. You can't afford to get complacent, right? They have to stay hungry and humble if they want to keep this lead.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. Corey Joseph's chip. Here's Teague. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Teague's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, I'll tell you what, impeccable work from Jeff Teague inside, showing great patience down in the lane.
Gibson plays the 4 with Towns in the middle. Teague out there with Jones, and it's Wiggins in at the small 4. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Now, here's Sabonis. 11 points in the game, and it's good for 2.
Yeah, they've raised their shooting percentage in this quarter, and they're starting to get on track.
Down low, here's Towns. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Well, takes contact, keeps his balance. Nice finish by Towns.
Sabonis sets the pick for Collison. Paul passes to Collison. Back to Paul. Over Jones. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down to 9 in the bucket from Paul.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Well, a big strength of this Indiana team is how well they take care of their possessions.
They were right near the top of the league, Kevin, in terms of the fewest turnover committed. And this whole team, to me, seems to play with a level of calmness and good decision-making. And let's give Nate McMillan some credit for that.
Now, here's AI. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 15. Count that one. And the Timberwolves lead has been cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Paul.
Well, analyze the situation, size up the defense. AI knocks down the mid-range.
Now here's Gibson. His last outing, he had 8 points. Towns down low. Turner covering. Jones, no luck.
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been his best quarter, but we know he won't get discouraged. This guy will keep grinding.
Sabonis, no good. Timberwolves leading by 9. Here's Wiggins, and he gets it to go. Wiggins has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Now here's Collison. He had 16 points in the win against Brooklyn. And that one, good. Sabonis has got 15. Minnesota's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Jones sets the pick for Towns. And it's Jones. That time on the assist by Towns. Towns has got 5 assists in the game. AI in the post, working on Jones. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Sabonis. Minnesota shooting and feeling it offensively in the second quarter. They're shooting 60%. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, think about the Minnesota native Tyus Jones. His poise at the point guard spot is what stands out to me, guys. There's a terrific IQ and an unbelievable sense for how to run a team. Tyus Jones, we're just getting the best of him now.
And now Jones running the floor all by himself. And there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That's his third foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And Tyus Jones, Doris, won a national championship at Duke. He was the outstanding player in the Final Four, but only the 24th pick in 2015. What caused him to slip?
Well, I think one of the questions you had was athletically, could he match up at the point guard position in today's NBA? But I think what you absolutely love about Tyus Jones, just as you stated, he won a national championship. This guy has been a winner. And I think his skill level, the intangibles, his ability to run a team, there's a lot to like about this young man's game.
And for the Pacers, they come in off a great outing against Brooklyn. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
So a moment now to see the story on Jeff Teague. Good season for him last year. Averaged about 14 points, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. And right now, he's just a role player, but he's working hard and contributing in spurts.
Well, we've certainly seen flashes of what this guy can do, but he has got to find a way to consistently do it if he wants to be a starter.
Rose, he's checked in for Minnesota.
Well, Kevin, Jeff Teague leaks out perfectly, uses his speed to beat everybody up the floor.
Ball outside. Sabonis, the pass to AI. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Indiana. On Wednesday, they'll be playing against LaMarcus Aldridge and the San Antonio Spurs. And then on Saturday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And that game against the Knicks, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team. And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Ball against Rose. AI passes to Turner. And Bogdanovich kicks to AI. Six to shoot. Back to Turner. Here's AI. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Timberwolves leading by 13. On up the court. And there's Rose on the assist by Wiggins.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
Paul dishes to Bogdanovich. And the foul on Derrick Rose. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. The Pacers have gone 7 of 11 from the line.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Taj Gibson. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Left side, Towns. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Paul kicks to Sabonis. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know what? There seems to me to be an infectious energy when we're talking about Domantas Sabonis. This is a big man with a great future in the NBA.
Evans with some nice D.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter. We begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but you know anything. Big group group substitution now for Minnesota. Corky Dangs checked in for Towns. Tolliver comes in for Taj Gibson. Rose, he's checked in for Wiggins. And Tyus Jones subbed in for T. And so in the game for the Pacers. Young is the 4 with O'Quinn at the 5. AI is out there with Corey Joseph. And it's Evans in at the 3 slot. Joseph, the pass to Young, and Young slams it home.
I'll tell you, a terrific read from Corey Joseph. He recognizes the overcommitment of the defense and takes advantage.
Timberwolves leading by 18. Jang a screen, and there's the foul. It'll go on AI. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Here is Tolliver, defended by Young.
You know, anticipation is a huge part of defense, and he played it perfectly right there.
Pacers trailed by 18. Paul kicks to Young, and so it looks like the Pacers will retain possession here. This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. In 3rd, the Pacers. In 4th, the Timberwolves.
You know, both of these clubs forced a lot of turnovers and also converted offensively off of them. Very impressive.
Here's Paul. It's hauled in by Tolliver. The Timberwolves have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field.
I think the one constant with Tom Thibodeau is you can always hear his voice the entire game. Doesn't matter if you're up 20 or down 20, you will hear Tom Thibodeau on the sideline.
And hearing Coach Tom Thibodeau, some have described his voice as part growl, part bark.
He's very intense, Kevin, and I think the one thing you know about Tom Thibodeau, he likes to say, there is a price to pay. It's all about the work you put in.
Minnesota making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. AI kicks to Joseph. Here's Young. And the rejection by Jang.
Oh, the 7'3" wingspan erases that shot. Nice by Gorky Zhang.
And that one's good by Butler.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
It's AI with the drive. And that one is good. Paul's got 10.
Yeah, he's a threat to score from the mid-range. Once AI feels comfortable rising up, he tends to stick it to the defense.
Vision and flawless timing to produce an assist like that.
Pass to Joseph. Screen by Young. Paul kicks to Evans. Back to Paul. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Joseph. Second shot opportunity, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
You know what's amazing about AI? This guy plays 1 season in college, makes the Final Four, then goes undrafted. I mean, that's a big-time wake-up call for a young man.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line. He's off on the first. Doors are seeing a lot of movement on the offensive side of the ball, a lot of screening, a lot of movement, obviously, without the ball. Does that require more awareness, not only on the offensive side to make those moves, but also defensively?
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. One of the most important things you can do if you're an excellent defensive team is you start with communication. So as that action starts, the movement and the screening, are the teammates talking? Screen coming right, screen coming left. Do we want to trap the screen? Do we want to make sure the ball gets out of a certain player's hands? Communication in this day and age against motion offenses has got to be at the top of the list defensively.
Well said. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Pacers trail by 20. Joseph with the ball. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
What I like here, AI challenging the defense inside, working for high percentage shots.
Rose passes to Jang. 1:33 left in the third quarter of the game. Joseph against Rose. AI outside. Evans inside. Working on Tolliver, and he gets the bucket.
And how about the efficiency Evans has shown in the paint? Once he's got his position, he's looking to score.
Here's Butler. Count it from 12. Butler's got 8 here in the quarter.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
To the middle. Here's Young. Basket is good. The assist from AI. AI's got 4 assists now tonight. Rose kicks to Zhang. Back to Rose. And Rose throws it down.
Well, Gorgui Zhang is a big man, is an excellent passer. That's a pretty look.
Pacers trail by 18. Evans outside. O'Quinn, high post. Looking on Aldridge. O'Quinn dishes to Paul. Back to O'Quinn. And he banks in the layup. O'Quinn's got his second basket of the night.
You know, that right there is a great example. O'Quinn has got great hands, so he can step out or bang inside with the best of them.
Rose against Joseph. Here's Rose. Here's Butler. And it's good off the back rim and in. Butler's got 10 points here in the second half. Jimmy Butler has been on display for Minnesota. He got into double digits. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision-making at every position.
He's checked in for the Timberwolves. Teague comes in for Rose. For Indiana, they've gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Cole Aldrich is out there with Towns. Then there's Teague. Then it's Gorgui Zhang. And it's Tolliver in at the 2-guard spot. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
Well, the defense paying no attention at all to him, and all he can do is throw up a brick. Ouch.
Minnesota's gone 3 of 4 from downtown here in the fourth.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Timberwolves.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Karl Anthony Towns.
Boy, I love the priority he placed on his passing tonight. It inspired great player movement, great ball movement. It seemed to me they knew they were going to get an easy bucket on every possession.
He kicks to Zhang. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. Stolen by O'Quinn. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And that one misses. And the second free throw, good. Now here's Teague. Pass debates Dion. Ball against Jones. Kicks it to Aldrich. 6 to shoot. Jones drives in, and O'Quinn sends it back.
Just such nice timing by O'Quinn on that block.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.